Everyone, today we're gonna have a little different format. Usually, as you know, I have my broadcasts in Russian, but today we're gonna have a guest. He speaks very little Russian, so we're gonna do it in English. His name is Angel, and he's one of my clients. He has a very great story of success, and he's gonna be answering your questions today. I'm gonna pin the topic of this broadcast. Just a second. Pin. All right. And already can see Angel here. I'm just gonna wait for him to join. Hello, hello. Hello, everyone. Perfect. I can see him.
Hello, Valerie.
Hello.
How are you?
Good. How are you today?
Good, good. Great weather here in Florida.
Yeah, hello from Florida. I'm in Spain and it's pretty beautiful here too. I think all over the world the weather is very good. Thank you
Yeah.
so much for your time. Thank you so much for joining this broadcast on Saturday. I know that you have a family and Saturday is a family day, and I promise I'm not going to keep you here way too long. But I'm so excited to ask a couple of questions. Well, maybe not a couple, a few questions, and hopefully you will inspire lots of people who will be listening this broadcast recorded, or maybe they will join. Usually more people join as we go. I know so far there is not that many people, but as it goes, people usually join a little bit later. I think something is different right now with the Instagram algorithms, so that's how it goes. Anyway, welcome and help.
Thank
Um,
you.
just let's open this with a simple question. Tell us a little bit about yourself. What's your education? What's your professional background? Just just so people know what profession we are talking about, what experience we are talking about, and so on, so on.
Yes, first, I'm from Venezuela. I'm a civil engineer education with education in Switzerland for global supply chain management. I was living in Russia, Moscow. Most of the experience went into the procurement area, purchasing. So more than 10-year experience, easy work in different companies from construction to retails. So for many years. And now I'm here in the US. I started working in the supply chain area for a company focused for restaurants. They manage different restaurants in the US. So it's something different, but I love it. It's very interesting. You learn every day something new challenge. So that's a bit about my background. So yes,
Mm-hmm.
so I've been living in different countries: Venezuela, my home country, the U.S., Switzerland, Russia. So here I am now living in Florida and accepting the challenge of the working market nowadays. You need to adapt.
Yeah, and I remember from working with you that your experience actually started as a engineering project manager. And
Yes, yes,
your
in
first
construction.
degree was in engineering, and you have quite a few years of experience in engineering, and then you switched a little bit. Is that correct? I think
Yes,
that was your case.
yes. The beginning was in construction, project management, and then I switched to purchasing in in construction environment. And then, I decided like, okay, I want to expand my knowledge. So I went to Switzerland to do my master degree there in EPFL. And then I was moving to Russia. My first job in Russia was in the architecture firm, art team. Was an experience to learn. And then I completely switched. I went to work into Familia as a buyer. Was a challenge because I was buying now pants and shorts for men. So it was completely new. Oh, I learned a lot there. Now I'm in the industry of restaurants and food. So now what I buy is equipment like ovens, grills, anything that you find in the kitchen of the restaurant. So that's what I'm doing now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's actually great that you keep changing your area of expertise. I mean, the same role, but you've been switching the fields, and that's great to get very broad experience and maybe bring it somewhere else. Who knows where you're gonna end up in your next position? You never know. That was actually for me was surprising that you moved from South America to get your education in Europe and then to Russia. I know it was maybe a family move, but I feel like that could have been very, very difficult to adapt to completely new culture, and also Russian language is not the easiest.
Yes, for me, Russia was quite tough. I learned a lot, but communication was a big problem there, and society too. And something point, foreigners for foreigners living in Russia, it's very tough to find a professional job because they are not used to it. Basically, even if you living in Moscow, so for me it was very tough to live there. To try the job search is almost impossible for foreigners to find jobs there. So the ones I got, they were because contacts, and contacts is everything there. So yes, foreigners living in Russia without speaking the language is a challenge.
Yes. Were you working in English or Russian? What was your main language at work?
Okay, well, my main language was English, but reports, system, they were in Russian. So I remember my last experience there, Familia, my colleagues, they were surprised at how you can work here if you don't speak the language, and we admire you. So I was like, okay, you say it's in an effort that you do. So the way to adapt in the system. So that was a challenge. I think it's one of the tough challenges in my life, just to work in the Russian environment where some of the colleagues, they don't speak any English at all. So you need
to imagine.
To try and well, in the end, you do the job.
That's very interesting. I think you're the first person I've ever met who actually been through that, moving to Russia and trying to actually work, not setting up your own business or running something online. You actually went to search for a job. That's amazing. That's impressive, to be honest. So let's talk a little bit about your US experience, because after Russia you went to US, and what was the challenge in US? Did you find a job according to your profession right away, or did it take you some time?
But first job was basic job in the store, doing purchasing for cleaning products. Was like running a shop by myself, basically. I was the manager of the shop. But then you really want to expand and be in your profession. You want to search for a big company to have a professional job here. And the challenge is the competition. Nowadays the US market is having a situation, there is not enough people to work. Many of them, I realized, they went early retirement, or they decide they want to work from home. So many companies now, they're searching for people. They don't find the people still. It's very hard to find people to work. And it's a mix of situation because the system, they have, the company, they have the system to track the CV, to filter the CVs, the resume, so they block many people to work, to reach the interview process. So you can do 100, 400 applications, And companies nowadays, they are super picky what they want. They want something very specific that everyone should have the same description of, that they match everything step from the job description. And now Florida is difficult too, because many people from the US they start moving down here.
Yeah.
So maybe in other states there are opportunities now. Because it's a fact, many people they went for every requirement, so this opened many positions in the companies nowadays. And now the market is reactivating again, so they start hiring. I was listening when I work now that in January we're going to start hiring more people.
Yeah, it is crazy right now.
After the holidays. So now is the time to apply.
Yeah.
If you want to take the job, now is the time.
I'm glad you mentioned that. I'm trying to talk about exactly the same in my blog, because right now is the best time. The market is crazy, and I almost feel like sometimes I need to come up with a training for recruiters, because they have a lot of problems right now finding a proper candidate. It is very, very difficult, and recruiting agencies, they struggle to find good recruiters. There's not enough qualified or trained recruiters, and the process of hiring right now is terrible sometimes. I'm not talking about big companies. There are so many startups, smaller companies, or companies with limited budget, and you've probably had experience with recruiters who did not do a great job. Let's be honest. They would call with no notice. They would ask questions. They are not given any value to evaluate the candidate, and so on, so on. So I'm glad you mentioned that. This is true.
Yes.
Not only in Florida, I would say all over right now. Canada, US, yes. Europe, I'm not sure yet. I'm trying to research the market and see what's going on here. But North America, 100%. So you were working as a general manager in a store. Was your role general manager, right? Or operations? But I know
Yes.
you were responsible for so many things. And
Yes.
the reason you came to me, what was the main reason?
Okay. The main reason is, I wanted to find my job to figure out which area I should work, and to have like a coach, someone who can, give me the insight how to apply now the job market in the US. It's very different than Europe market.
Yeah.
You start from the resume is completely different. It's very different than Russia one too. So
It is.
for me, it was very important. Like, okay, I need to find the job, the professional one. But I need to start with my someone who can give me the orientation. You can check to follow that the things I'm doing are the correct ones to find the position I want, in the company that I want. Okay. Nowadays, to choose company where you want it's tricky. It's not so easy. So, but you help me with many things. So that's why, and my wife encouraged me, like, this Valerie, she's a coaching for recruitment. She helps people to find jobs, to improve the job search. So that's why I written you. That's how I found you. It's because my wife. So she's rocking. So.
This happens very often. I know women tend to be on social media more than men, and very often they find me first, and then they show it to their family and husbands. So this is completely typical situation, and I'm not surprised. But I'm glad we met, and I'm glad I was able to help you. When it came to the interview, how many interviews did you have? Do you remember
Well,
since you
yeah,
started sending our resume, how many did you have?
yes, I believe one, two, maybe we can say like around 10, maybe more.
Mm-hmm.
But, I can mention the ones I have with the top one, Amazon. If you
Mm-hmm.
want to work for Amazon for a professional position, you need to study.
Yes.
And you need to study their way.
Yeah.
So was a challenge. And local ones, most of them, they were local ones here in Florida, specifically in Orlando, for the interviews. Sometimes you need to filter them because they are not so serious. You need to be careful with the scams. You're going to
Yes.
start getting many emails and weird calls offering you something crazy jobs, and they're scams. You need to be careful. You need to know how to filter,
Mm-hmm.
especially for foreigners. That we see this, they say unrealistic, and then it's something like a scam. So most of the process for my last job, the process was the screen phone interview, and then I have that like an exam, online exam test, like a test, and then I have the interview with two members of the team, and the last one was with the recruitment manager, with the boss
Mm-hmm.
for a starting position in the company, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how it works. You have several interviews with different people.
Yeah.
Nowadays, most of them they were online uh, because the COVID situation. I have maybe maybe three that went to the place to have the
Mm-hmm.
interview directly.
Yeah, pretty
Uh,
normal now.
they were the ones that went directly. They were not the best. So, but by the end, I got the job opportunity in one of the top companies in the U.S. In headquarters here in Florida. It's the only Fortune 500 company that have the headquarters here in Orlando, Florida.
Mm-hmm.
So, so it's very important, and the work environment there is, you feel it. It's very professional, very cool. We really like it, so I really enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
So
And so I remember you mentioned that this role that you got in supply chain, you got it on a contract base, and they said at
yeah,
the beginning that you will continue working as a contractor for some time. And how did it go?
okay. When I understood this company, um, the main jobs, the most of the jobs, if you want to start there, they hire you like a contract, and then you can stay 6 months, 1 year to switch to the permanent position. Why? Well, there are two reasons. One is they need to figure out the budget for the next year for the department, and second, they need to know that you really enjoy work there, that you're part of this family, because it's like a family, this company. So that's why. In the meantime, different departments inside the company, they can they can offer you permanent position. Maybe in the department that I'm now doesn't have permanent position, but maybe it's already happened. They start offering me positions in different departments. Of course, you need to have the interview process, everything with the manager. You need to send your resume. What is possible once that you're inside the company, it's possible to move. So it's the many opportunities there.
That's
So
interesting. Yeah.
so I really hope to get the permanent position soon, because change everything. Change the salary change, the benefit change, everything. So it's, well, in the beginning, if you want to work, you need to start like a contractor.
Yes. pretty normal practice. Lots of employers, they are trying to protect themselves in case something does not go well, or maybe they will run out of contracts with their clients, so they can just part the ends with the contractors. It is very easy, unlike how it might go with the permanent employee. So from one side, I understand employers. From other side, it is very difficult when you work on a contract and you do not really know how it's going to go. Are they going to give you a permanent role, or just going to be the end of the contract? I understand. What's exactly your responsibilities right now? What's your daily task bank, or maybe what's your weekly or monthly set of tasks?
Okay, basically, I started in the supply chain department. I'm a coordinator, and the job there basically is we need to give support to more than 1,800 restaurants around the U.S. They call us on a daily basis. We work almost like a call center system, and we receive the calls. We call us about to request, we need a microwave for the restaurant, we need the plate for the restaurants. All this process between purchasing and the request from the restaurant. So we help the restaurants to get the equipment, to figure out where it is. Nowadays, we have a situation. It's national. It's in many industries. It's about the lead times for equipment. There is no equipment nowadays because they come from China. There's not enough people in the factories to work making the equipment. So you need to call down the people in the restaurant and say, you know what? The oven that you need is going to come in 4 months. So you imagine. So now it's quite challenging because you need to help the people in the restaurant. For us, the most important is that the restaurant have everything, so they can produce, they can sell everything, they can make the food for our clients, for the customers. So basically, I'm the main communication between the restaurant and the purchasing department. We get requests by emails and by phones. Every day we can receive 100 calls from different restaurants, giving, they need help. So we need to help them. It's a customer service oriented with the supply chain. We need to give reports to see how everything goes. And you need to learn. You need to learn a lot about equipment, about everything that the restaurant use. So it's the process. It's a process that takes months to learn every detail. And as a big organization, everything's very structural. You need to follow communication. You need to follow how I can say a protocol. Everything needs to be organized because we're talking about more than 1,800 restaurants. So we have from the East Coast and to Alaska and Hawaii with restaurants. Some of them we have from Canada too. So we receive calls from Canada too. So I really like it. And, it's a good place to start the big company because you're going to start understand what's going on, what they do, and what they need. So that's what I like about this. I'm still learning.
Yeah, especially it helps, like you said, starting with the big companies, it helps that you have clear procedures, you have clear rules and guidance to follow and make sure everything is in order. When you start with a small company, yes, you're wearing multiple hats, but you might not necessarily know how it's supposed to be, and you have to just create be creative, which sometimes also very, very useful. I feel like I asked you all the questions I wanted to ask, but the last one, but I think very important one, is there anything you can maybe you can give some advice to people who will be listening to this broadcast, to those who are seeking for the first job in the US? Maybe you can give a piece of inspiration or something.
Yes, if you want to find the first job in the US, you need to be realistic. You need to be realistic with your background, where you go. And honestly, once I started this big company, I was asking why they hired me. Why? You ask the question, and they said that, you know what? Because almost half of the people in the company, they left to retirement. Okay, so because the COVID situation, now they start opening, they start getting new positions, and you need to be ready to adapt. You need to, if for example, if you come from Russia and you're gonna work in the US, you need to take out the cheap Russian chip. Yes. And you need to put the American chip to work, because things go different speeds, different ways to communicate. So that's my advice. And yes, you need to have someone to help, especially building the CV, someone to help you how to prepare an interview, how to build a LinkedIn is very important. You need to must have LinkedIn organized the proper way. Another advice is like help, you need to figure out which area you want to go, which job you want to apply. Okay? And you were realistic. Told me, if you want to work in the big company, you cannot go to top position right away. You need to start somehow, entry level, and then once they will figure out like you're overqualified, so they start offering you new positions right away inside the company.
That's
so
right.
The main focus is how to get into the company, how to get noticed your CV, so they can call you for the interview. I remember I was applying, and one website said, for this position is 400 application already. So you say like, wow. And it's for only one position, one opening, 400 applicants. So it's like a race. And I encourage the people, they need to prepare good. You need to have a good CV, the good cover letter, and how to break the system, the online system where you send the CVs, because most of them they block you, so they don't ever reach the hiring manager or the HR. So now that you need to prepare yourself with someone, basically, to give you the orientation how is the process. Listen up, especially for the people. I recommend for people who are new from, they went right away from school, no experience, short experience, and the people that have been working for more than 10 years in the same company. Now, job market is completely different than 10 years ago. Yes. Because I told you, I'm working with people that have been 10, 20 years in the same company, and they have no idea what's going out there. And I told them, you know what? Nowadays, to find a job, take months, even years can take. So you need to be prepared. That's my advice.
Thank you so much. That's amazing. So many things that we've taught together, and so many things you've learned on your own while applying to all the jobs. And yes, this is 100% true. The market is different. Nobody stays at one spot for 3-4 years, that's a lot.
Yes.
Basically, 2 years, I would say the average. And yeah, that's pretty normal. I want to thank you again and again. Thanks for coming. I think, like I said, more people will watch this during their free time. Maybe it is not a long weekend, is it? No,
No,
it's not. Hmm.
no, no, no.
Okay, I think that's just all a good weather. But I hope you enjoy your weekend and you're gonna have a great time with the family. And again, thank you so much.
Thank you, Valerie, for the invitation. Any question, I'm ready to help. So thank you again and enjoy Spain.
Oh, thanks.
Thank you.
I'm definitely enjoying it. It's very warm here.
Thank
Okay,
you.
thank you. Talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye bye.